I'm gonna have my injection. It's scary, but I'm not gonna cry or anything.
From Bristol in the UK, we're spending 3 months driving overland all the way across Europe, through Russia and into Mongolia, on a route that will see us travel over 12,000 miles and through 11 countries in order to work with street children in partnership with the Lotus Centre charity.
Kids seem happy. It's a beautiful day. A day for travelling. We're about to get on the ferry, guys.
Look at France. We know the language to say hello. Bonjour.
Yeah, bonjour.
Je m'appelle Mia.
Our first long drive was to a place called Vimy in France.
It's boiling hot. Yesterday was super hot, and today I can see it's going to be another super hot day.
This is part of the Canadian War Memorial in Vimy, France. It commemorates over 60,000 Canadian dead from the First World War. And my grandmother posed, or was the model, for this statue. You travelling in the front?
Yeah. Yeah, I love the seats.
We headed east out of France and into Germany.
So you were feeling sick while we were travelling?
Yeah.
It took so long.
So like a million hours.
Yeah.
So just think how many more hours we're going to be travelling.
Like 100,000 million trillion.
So how much more sick are you going to be feeling?
Really sick. But Mum's gonna get some sickness tablets.
Anything else you want to say?
And we had so much fun. Hello, this is my dad.
Hello.
And we're on the trip, as you can see, and our van looks a bit weird and it's weird. This is my sister. Say hello.
I need to play right there.
She needs to blow her nose. Mummy, say hello.
Hello, Mia.
In eastern Germany,
Hi.
we've found a place to camp wild again.
My mum's just in there doing some stuff. And my dad is all the way up there.
Packing up to go.
Can you start passing me up the chairs and tables go on the roof rack, please, babe?
Okay.
Thank you.
We started getting quite used to camping wild.
This is the truck. Mia's bed. It's my bed underneath, but it's not really made up. Kyle and Kat and Andy and Mia have chosen a name for the camper van. You want to say what it is?
What's the name you've chosen, or we've chosen?
Charlie!
Well, this is the road we were going to take. We're expecting a bridge here. Nothing. There's the road over there.
Our next main stop was a place called Arul. Arul was home to Copernicus, a great mathematician who dispelled the common belief that the Earth was at the centre of the universe. Hello, Kaya. Arul really is a beautiful city. When are we going to stop?
When we get there.
I can't wait to write today's because we're probably going to go on a boat, Mum says, and then we might go swimming.
Today I woke up and said gaga ooh la la. Then I got dressed. Then I went for Kaya. And then I kicked her in the butt. Me and Kaya played the school set. Then I went back to sleep. Zzz.
We decided to take it a little bit easier in Poland and headed north to the Masurian Lakes Plateau. This is known as the land of 1,000 lakes. We had a rest from driving and spent the day boating on the lakes and waterways.
So you need a special license for something like this.
Yes,
But
after
this red
bridge,
one,
there are some big boats, and you can go to another city. You know,
And-
Giżycką, Mrągowo. Do you know?
no,
You pay ticket,
yeah.
and this travel is 2 days or on 1 day, depends.
Okay, thank you.
We got our very own motorboat for the day.
Wow, these lakes are amazing. Dragonflies, birds, fish. You can even swim in them.
These lakes are remnants of the Ice Age, when all of northeastern Poland and parts of Europe were covered by ice. They say there are over 4,000 lakes in the whole area.
Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in.
Okay.
We are in Lithuania! Woohoo! First day in Lithuania. Looking around, it seems very flat. A lot of similarities with Poland. We didn't, as I thought we might have to show any passports. So we've now gone through 7 countries into Lithuania without showing any form of documentation. Where are we, girls?
Amazing garden.
I know, it's so good.
We're the only people here, except for the people who own it. It's amazing swing. There's a toilet. There's
electricity.
There's electricity. There's a giant shower.
Yeah, first day in Lithuania, and we've fallen on our feet. Lovely place, lovely couple, lovely old couple who own this house, and we are actually camping in their garden. Amazing.
We decided to take a detour and travel west to another UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Curonian Spit.
Well, this is our first bit of rain. When it rains in Lithuania, it seems it really rains.
There's a ferry coming and we're going to get the ferry in a sec.
We are interested to see what is out in the woods. We've heard there's elk. Elk, yeah. There's
We're going to go to the beach,
there's-
and there's a naked beach.
there's a nudist beach.
Naked! People are naked there.
There's a mixed beach with girls and boys, and there's just the ladies' beach, and there's a normal one. We're going to go on the normal one.
Yeah, because we
It'll
don't
be
want to be
quite funny
naked.
to see the others. Are they next to each other?
Why don't you want to be naked?
Because it's gross. Are children naked on the beaches?
I don't know. Everybody's naked, I suppose.
Even the lifeguards.
All the others have gone off to the beach. We've had a petrol leak.
Here we've got a good view of the engine.
Just been through all of the oils, filling up with lots of gear oil. It's yummy, disgusting, smelly stuff. Smells like rotten eggs. I've also worked on the accelerator linkage, which is right up there, quite difficult to get hold of. Do this every morning. Great fun.
Well, this sea is contaminated. And if we look all the way along the beach, all we can see are dead fish.
Stood on some dead fish. I looked and I screamed, sick. And all the green stuff was inside, it's like contaminated, so I'm definitely washing my feet when we get back home.
On one of our days out, we visited Witch's Hill, an amazing place with hundreds of wooden sculptures scattered along a series of trails. After leaving the Spit, we came across the Hill of Crosses. Thousands upon thousands of beautifully carved crosses representing peaceful resistance to Soviet oppression. The Russians levelled the area 3 times, in 1961, 73 and 75. Each time the local population built it up again. In 1985, the Hill of Crosses was finally left in peace.
Anything coming?
I do hope not. I can't see. Hope for the best.
We spent hardly any time in Latvia. Our minds were now just concentrated on getting into Russia.
Russia, a whole new kettle of fish, we think. So we've just arrived at the border into Russia. We're in the Latvian side at the moment. There's a huge queue of lorries, and there's a relatively small queue of cars. The kids are really bored.
We're bored.
Whoa! We're in Russia! Yay! We made it! First night in Russia. We've landed on our feet. We pulled off the main road to see if we could do a bit of wild camping. And we bumped in to a mother and her kid. We asked if there was anywhere that we could camp our truck. And one of the houses doesn't have anybody to live in. She then told us to park outside their house, and then she left us, brought back somebody that could speak English, and we've had a tour of the lake, and very exciting for the kids, a beehive.
What have you just been to see?
Beehive.
Oh, what was that like?
I tasted it. It's heaven.
Спасибо.
На здоровье. Приезжайте еще, если понравилось.
And that was our gentle introduction to Russia. Next stop was the cowboy town of Pzev.
We are in Pzev, about 200 kilometers to Moscow. Pzev itself, there's quite a nice church, had a nice bell service this morning, Sunday morning. There's one monument in the centre of a tank and some wreaths at the bottom of it. Apart from that, it's a dusty old town, a bit like a cowboy town.
So this is us slumming it in our second night in Russia.
This is Andy concentrating like he's never concentrated since his driving test.
Crazy Moscow.
Don't look at me. Look at the road. That means stop. That's a word I've learnt. That word there is stop.
A hot, muggy Moscow evening.
Thunder's just starting. Red light. Sorry. Shout.
Is Russia just going to be a place that we drive through? We've got to find a way to cope with the heat. We've got to find a way to cope with where to stay, because there's no camping grounds. We just left the garage where we were, because we suddenly got surrounded by 3 blokes. We don't know if they were related or not, but we suddenly felt unsafe. So we sort of left there in a hurry.
This was the first time I was actually in fear of our lives, so we decided to drive through the night to make sure we weren't followed.
I'm not sure where we are. Been driving through the night.
Stopped for about 2.5 hours just to get a bit of kip. The sun's come up, and I'm going to leave the others sleeping in the back, and going to carry on driving now and see how we get on. Next stop, Nizhny Novgorod. This is billed as Russia's third city. It even has its own Kremlin.
Kaya's happy, she's managed to get on Facebook. Mia's found a new game. It's playing with the hotel safe. Where did you get that hat?
From a restaurant.
It's supposed to be Charlie's.
Isn't mine. We left the relative luxury of the hotel and entered a land devoid of creature comforts. A land sent to test you. A vast, expansive land waiting to gobble you up.
Oh yeah, that's all right. Oh! Get worse than Glastonbury, okay?
Idiot! Just stopped by the police for the 4th time today. We, as usual, were doing nothing wrong, going well under the speed limit, and well, he looked at my passport, wasn't really interested in the details. Took me to one side and asked me something in Russian, and I didn't know what he was saying, and then he took some money out of his pocket and looked at it and was saying, give me. I was saying, what for? I didn't really understand. And then he said, whiskey? And I said, no. He said, beer? I said, no. And he pointed at some shops and says, buy? And I said, no. And then he went and chatted to his policeman friend. They started laughing. And I said, can I go now? And we shook hands, and off I went. All a bit strange. It was as if everything just clicked. We had strategies for dealing with officials, animals, and even Charlie breaking down. The master cylinder was sticking, so I took the plate off, sprayed some old WD-40 down there, gave it a little few taps, and it looks like I've freed the wheels up. We're all a bit hot, so we've decided to pull in to some woods to try and get a bit of shade, get everything to cool down. I'm going to take the chance to have something to eat. You can see Kaya behind me. She's been sick all day. How are you feeling now, Kaya?
A bit better. So Mum said, are you going to have a little something to eat? So I might have a little something to eat, but not too much and not too little. So yeah. Not too much and not too little. Those are wise words. Russia is huge. There are so many miles. The state of the roads. I mean, this is one example. Oh, this is a fairly good road for Russia.
Russia have full men and bad roads.
Pushkin said this. Yeah?
Yes.
Say hello.
Hello.
And in Russian?
Регион 59. Пермский край, Россия.
We arrived in Kungur, home to the impressive ice caves. This is our very safe balcony in Russia.
My tooth fell out.
Wow. And is that your first tooth? That's very exciting.
Feels like we've done a lot of driving, but we haven't done that much. We're on our way to Ekaterinburg.
So you asked me, so what did you think of the arguments?
The arguments,
Oh, I was a bit fed up with you two arguing in the back this morning, to be honest. It's really weird. I was just thinking to myself, oh, they are playing really nicely, they're doing some really constructive stuff, they're chatting, they're making a song together. And as soon as I had that thought, you both started screaming and shouting at each other.
Yeah, so what do you think about Mum? What about her behaviour? What do you think about that?
She's very tired.
Yes.
We've just stopped off at this place. It's all right because no one else is about, so it's just us, which is good. Still mosquitoes everywhere, but anyway, yeah. And yeah, so we're gonna maybe even camp here, but we know we're gonna stay here for a few hours to maybe let the truck cool down, us all calm down, maybe have a little nap, and we might start driving again. I don't know.
Did you learn any Russian today?
Yeah, we counted to 5. We can count to 5.
Go on then.
1, 2, 3, 4 and Piet. Hello.
We are leaving Omsk and we are on our way to Tomsk.
Although we did endure parts of Russia, some of it was just out of this world. The further east we got, the more we felt at ease. Siberia just seemed to creep up on us. We were now well into Asia. Huge pipework in the towns we passed, and military machines and statues stood pride of place in towns and countrysides alike.
We had a bit of a panic day last night. Kaya decided to pack all her valuable things in her rucksack, including her mobile phone, her games console, her favourite toys, clothes, and she said that she was going to carry it around with her so that nothing would get stolen if we left the truck anywhere. Anyway, we stopped off at a truck stop and she took the rucksack in with her. We had a coffee and Fanta and something to eat. We left pretty sharpish because the food was absolutely disgusting. The toilets, the worst I've ever seen in my life. So bad, I mean, I couldn't even show them on film. It would make you sick.
I did actually want to stay there because I was fed up. It was absolutely vile, but I was fed up of just driving. We've been driving all day for hours and hours and hours.
All of a sudden, Kaya says, "My rucksack!" Oh, no rucksack. She'd left it in the truck stop. My goodness. So we rushed back. She was crying, Kath was crying. We were rushing, it was dark. There was a police speed trap we had to negotiate at the same time. Anyway, none of us expected it to be there. To cut a long story short, we got there, we saw the woman behind the counter, and there it was. She picked it up and saved it for us.
Sitting down for breakfast in Siberia. What have we got here then? We've got some Rimi cornflakes. These are left over from Latvia. What's this? Kellogg's. Oh, look at that. Kellogg's have got a place in Russia. Meal Pups. These are kind of honey crunchy pop round things. There's also Axa. This is Kaya's favourite. A kind of strawberry cereal crunchy thing. We got some fresh coffee. Look at these lovely bananas. They're tiny bananas and they are so tasty.
I got them.
Yeah, so we're all eating.
I love the cornflakes the best.
Just like home.
Look at all these pretty flowers. Yum.
I think what scared us most in Russia was the crazy Russian drivers. These are a few of the examples, not the worst by any means. We were really in fear of our lives at times.
We'll make a promise to fall in love every day of our lives.
Take your passport!
What is the matter with these Russian drivers? We had our closest crash to date. Oncoming car trying to overtake, almost at us. Just pulled in at the last minute. Do you know, the most redeeming feature I've found is actually the roads. The roads, when the roads are really bad, most of the time, it slows the traffic right down. That's my 50 litres. So bring on more of the crap roads, that's what I say.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Save me, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Take a look at the M53, one of Russia's premier motorways. Just to prove it, if you don't believe it, look, this is the M53.
Maybe I should not have wished for the bad roads, because they got a whole lot worse. Good roads seem to equal accidents, like this lorry just travelling too fast round the bend.
In Russia, on the sides of the roads, you see these ramps. I thought I'd take the opportunity to do the morning service and also give you a chance to look underneath. That's how to do car mechanics in the middle of a busy road.
Poor chap.
Animals in the road just did not bother us at all now. The further east we went, the more beautiful Russia became. We really felt we were going back in time. From being a hostile place, Russia became a magical and mysterious place. I think we were well and truly acclimatised by now.
We are at the ferry to go over to a little island in the middle of Lake Baikal.
Welcome to Island Typhoon.
There are no tarmac roads on the island, just more rough tracks. it really difficult to drive without some kind of four-wheel drive vehicle.
Up one hill, down another.
Prayer trees were near most dangerous tracks. People seemed to pray for a safe journey.
We're on Olkhon Island, which is within Lake Baikal. We've managed to secure a couple of rooms at Nikita's homestead. This has not quite finished being built. It's apparently two of their better rooms here.
There was internet on the island and a school. Mia joined in some of the lessons.
Good.
The teacher is from Scotland and has been living here and studying for several years.
Okay.
I know yes is da. Thank you is spasiba. Hi is привет.
Привет. Привет.
We stayed on Olkhon Island for 3 days, enjoying the beauty, relaxing, calming down, washing and generally preparing for the final push to Mongolia. We were going to have to get the ferry back off the island, drive through the mountains, round Lake Baikal to Ulan-Ude and then down to the border.
I hear you can buy a driver's license in Russia.
Well, I have been told that this is the case.
But what's the going rate?
I have no idea. All I know is that driving instructors prefer you to buy the driving license as opposed to taking lessons and taking a test. You know, it's more profitable for them if you just buy a license.
Wow.
Biggest problem, probably, fools are on the roads.
And with that knowledge of how some Russians got their driving licenses, we set off to brave the Russian roads once again.
Where's all the petrol? No petrol in this petrol station.
Finding petrol was quite difficult. We wanted to make sure we had full tanks before entering Mongolia.
Off school.
I don't think this has got an automatic cut-off. You think there's some health and safety issues here?
The roads from Ulan-Ude ended up being quite smooth to the border, although most of them were very steep and Charlie struggled with them. One road just blended into another. Even the roadworks didn't faze us now. We were enjoying the freedom of the open roads and dreaming of getting into Mongolia.
We are at the Russian side of the Mongolian border. Seems to be closed at the moment. We're not too far from the front of the queue. It is 9 o'clock in the morning. We've been here about 15 minutes, so let's see how long it takes us to get through. We've just crossed the border into Mongolia, and my first impressions are the peace and quiet. Welcome to Ulaanbaatar. Ulaanbaatar, first impressions?
Polluted.
The roads in Ulaanbaatar were just a free-for-all. The police did not seem to make that much difference. In the middle of Ulaanbaatar is Souk Batar Square. This is dominated by statues of Chinggis Khan. We met up with my eldest daughter Sophie and our friends Julia and Olivia and spent a few days in Ulaanbaatar.
So Julia's going to sit here and watch us eat.
No, I'm going to eat something. I'm going to eat something.
Why are you fasting, Julia?
Because I just feel like it, Andy. Being in Mongolia and away from the UK, I thought I'm going to a camp. I thought I would
do the extreme ger diet.
No, fast.
The extreme ger fast.
Oh wait, where's the Mia picture that's like this?
It's really good. It's stressful because it's a city and you always got to be on your guard in a city. But it's been interesting. There's a very stark contrast of kind of like the poverty and the affluence, shall we say. You know, you've got Louis Vuitton on one side and you've got like crumbling buildings and open drain holes on the other side.
We are all going to be volunteering with a children's charity, the Lotus Centre, who work with deprived kids, including street kids and orphans. This would entail us living in a couple of children's summer camps out in the wilds of Mongolia. On our final night in Ulaanbaatar, we went to a bar to hear some Mongolian throat singers. From Ulaanbaatar, we went out into the mountains to do the week's voluntary work with the Lotus Centre charity.
Up in the hills in Mongolia, we've just stopped at a children's camp and we've taken them for a walk. As you can see, nothing but mountains.
And life here is for real cowboys. The nomads here live for their animals, and their animals live for them. One of the favourite drinks here is mare's milk. When they milk the horses, the milk is shared between the foals and the humans. They really care for their animals. Well, they have to. They depend on them for survival. Last year in Mongolia, an appalling winter with over 3 million animals freezing to death happened in what was known as the zoo. Many nomads have now lost their livelihoods and have had to try and find work in Ulaanbaatar. While we were at the children's summer camps, we got involved in the children's day-to-day life. This involved learning and joining in with many of their games. They seem to love playing clapping games particularly.
Orna has just made a bow and arrow.
We also ran creative fun activities with the children. This communal sharing gave them a chance to learn from us and gave us a chance to learn from them.
The workshops that we've run, drama workshops, have been really successful. They've gone down really well. We've also done a mask making workshop with them. We've got more sessions that we're going to do. And in addition to that, we've been climbing mountains, we've gone on long walks, we've been playing football, frisbees, volleyball, and just getting involved in their day-to-day lives. So it's been good. What do you think, Nia?
It was great.
Whenever we went out with the children, they would always eat these berries. They would also make offerings and say prayers to Buddha.
So he's taken the material I bought at the Buddhist monastery, tying it around the tree, a little prayer.
Yeah, good.
Milk.
Milk.
From cow?
Yeah.
So what essentially does the Lotus Centre do?
Many things, to be honest. Well, basically the general upbringing, rising, feeding and education of the children.
It's amazing how involved the children get in all activities of daily life. They're doing the cooking, the washing, the cleaning, fetching the water, which fetching the water is no mean feat. We have to walk halfway up the hillside to a well, pump the water up from the well into plastic containers, and then we've got a little trolley which we bring it back to the camp. And children as young as 4, 5 are doing these chores every day.
Is my description of the ger. In the middle there are 2 poles with a huge rock hanging in the middle of them. Spread around the room are 4 mattresses that have leaf patterns on them. The walls have pink and orange nylon hanging, and there is an open hole in the middle of the roof. There are wooden planks holding up the canvas roofing, and the door was made of orange patterned wooden planking. The floor is just fake tiles.
After taking down the gers, they would all move to the city to go back to school.
We've just been on quite a long walk to the nearest town. Somebody stopped and has given us all a lift. So we kind of hitchhiked with 36 people. Must be a record. Now this must be a record hitchhike. Absolutely. Everybody, including me, in this truck, and this kind gentleman here gave us a lift. Well, this is nice. Spending some time down by the river, washing. We got the whole community down here now. People are not only washing themselves, they're washing their clothes, washing the dishes.
So now we're going swimming in the river.
Just coming towards the end of our penultimate day in the second children's camp. And it's been a good day today. We did a long walk. We had the mega hitchhike ride back. And we've had some great swimming. And we're all just about fully acclimatised now and even feeling like we're going to be sad to leave, which is a change from early on when we're all sort of feeling like, where are we? We need some tea, we need some coffee, we need some home comforts. But now we're all kind of settled in and chilled, relaxed. And we could stay a few more days, I reckon. But we're going tomorrow. All set for new adventures in Ulaanbaatar.
Bye-bye. We're getting everybody to write their names down.
65 days after leaving England, we had made it to the end of our journey, travelling through 11 countries, meeting countless people, sharing and learning with the kids of the Lotus Centre summer camp. It had been a real adventure, but now it was time to head for home, with one quick detour before we left.
Cool, right. Now I'm going to give you a service. South of Ulaanbaatar. We're on our way to the Gobi Desert. We've been travelling on this road all day. The road is a million times better than all the roads in Russia. And we've seen the occasional lorry. It's just one long road and it's just us. We just stopped for some lunch and we saw lots of dead animal carcasses, several dead camels, these huge scorpion-like mini armadillo creatures, and yes, good day.
We turned on to this desert road. Well, more of a track really, no signposts, just track. Then the track petered out and there was nothing. You might come across another track and just hoped you were travelling in the right direction. We found a nomad, and he told us to just follow the pylons. Easier said than done.
Right, we've come from those hills, and we're going that way. Kat wanted another go at driving. Which road should we take?
I like the look of this one.
Yes, we'll go this one. Kaya wanted to go at driving in the desert too. The whole consuming vastness of it just blew me away. We're in the middle of the Gobi Desert. We've spent the whole day driving through, finding little tracks, driving up and down mountains where there weren't any tracks. We felt pretty lost for quite a few parts of the day. Been a bit scary, been exciting. We're still in the middle of the Gobi Desert, but we believe we're making progress. Slow progress, but progress all the same. We're going to spend another night tonight out in the wilds in the Gobi on our own. And hopefully tomorrow we'll hit a little bit of civilization. Unless of course we get lost. Here's to reaching the Gobi Desert. Sophie and I have just been walking around collecting old dried up poo. We've heard that you can have a fire with this. There's no wood around here. And we decided we wanted to have a fire tonight. So we're going to try and use this old dried up poo, which is essentially dried grass, sort of compacted. And hopefully we'll have a nice fire. Let's see if poo actually burns.
Poo.
All looking good so far. The poo is actually burning. Well, we were just bedding down last night, middle of the Gobi, and there was a knock on the door. Gave us a shock of our lives. And there was this Mongolian nomad, I suppose, and he wanted to come inside, so we showed him inside, and he gave us this, which is apparently a nomadic delight called Arul. It's a dried curd, and it will last indefinitely, and it's what nomads use if they're going on a long journey. They just keep it in their pocket and munch on it. A bit like us taking Kendal mint cake with us, I suppose. Well, the nomad guy that visited last night has come back this morning with an animal of some kind that they've killed, and they've made it pose in front of our truck. And it's a marmot, I think. It's kind of is quite a strange sensation being on your own all this time, away from safety, away from civilization. Charlie's doing well. Spirits are up.
Look.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. How funny. Look how big. See that town down there?
We just came across this town in the middle of the desert. And the name of this place? One more? Thank you.
We just got some crisps, that's all they had.
Tarn chips.
Tarn chips.
What did you try and get?
We tried to get some sort of spread, but they had nothing. They offered us like this sort of ice cream thing, but we didn't really want that.
I hope this is the track we need to take. Feeling?
Really sick.
Feeling sick?
I'm not, I'm feeling fine, but I'm absolutely freezing.
Freezing in the Gobi Desert.
Having got as far from home as we could, we started to relax. The next day, the Gobi started to become much more hostile. Maybe we relaxed too much.
It's been one of the hardest days so far. We're on what's supposed to be a major road going through the Gobi Desert towards Ulaanbaatar. It's got to be the worst long stretch of road that I've ever travelled on in my life. It's filled with lots of ridges, bone shaking. On top of that, yesterday we had the near axle brake. I haven't got full use of the brakes. I've spent best part of 3 hours today underneath the vehicle bleeding the brakes, but something wrong with them. One of the bleed nipples has broken off. It's really hard today. Shattered. We've stopped for the night and just look, a view to die for.
This was an amazing adventure for all of us. The people, the animals, the places, even the dangerous roads felt exciting now. We had been challenged, we conquered, and we survived. We learnt so much about others and ourselves and were ready to plan the next adventure.
It's been hard driving in Mongolia, but I've loved it. I've loved the people, I've loved the countryside, loved the animals.
Well, it's been very exciting and sometimes a bit scary.
I've just loved the vibe of the place. The Gobi Desert was fantastic.